Hi everyone, I'm Jane at Rockin' Worms, and I want to show you something that I came across earlier this morning when I was setting up my bins that I'm going to be working on in the next couple of days. But these are the bins, just so you know how I kind of am getting organized for the next handful of days. These are my breeder bins. I'm going to be doing breeder bin reset this weekend. And I'm starting to, dry down the castings a little bit so I can, sift out what I can to be able to pull those cocoons out and, get the breeders back working, making more cocoons. These three bins here are grow out bins, and I am working again to dry down the castings so I can, sift them out and refresh the bedding. Beautiful castings. Okay. Specifically, however, this is the bin I want to show you that I, noticed something interesting in early this morning. This is the long bin that I have set up in the wedge method. I did a video on it 3 days ago, and I am setting it up again to dry this down. I wasn't even able to sift anything. You can see the worms are still way too happy in this moist castings. So even at 3 days, they're not going anywhere. So I'm just gonna keep, agitating them a little bit and drying it down. I might actually put in some fins, cardboard fins, to again speed up the dry down. I just haven't had a chance to do that. But anyways, this is the interesting part. So I did the feed. You saw the feed on camera. And I did some refresh bedding, and when I peeked under the hood, this is what I saw. So come on in close so we can see it together. And here they are, okay? Now you're like, okay, what's so exciting about that? Well, what's exciting about this is not the feed zone. The feed zone is actually over here. If I dig back a little bit, and I can feel some of the heat coming off of this feed zone. So I gave them, I can also smell it with a lot of cabbage. So I gave them a big feed, and what is happening is it's heating up, and it's too hot right now for the worms to come in and eat and enjoy that food. So they're hanging out over here just off the heat zone. Let me pull them back so you can just see how many worms are here. They're hanging out here, right on the edge of where the heat is comfortable for them, waiting for the buffet on this end to open up, aka the heat reduces, so they can zoom in and start chowing down the minute that the heat environment in the food section becomes palatable to them, becomes, something that they can tolerate. All right. So I hadn't really noticed this phenomena before in my feeds, probably because I feed and I don't come back to them within days. I move on to other activities. But because I was checking the dry down of the casting sections, I did notice this, and I thought you guys would find it as interesting as I do. So here's kind of the takeaway I want you to get from this is when you do a feed and it is, a substantial feed for the number of worms you have, it may heat up. And what you need to do is give your worms a safe place to hang out until the feed zone cools down enough that they can move into it. Now, a safe place can be on the non-feed area of your bin if you have a bin system. Like, for example, here they can hang out here. They could even backed up further if that's what they needed to do. If you have a bag or a tower system, the space where it's safe for the worms to go while they wait for that food area to cool down may be deep diving further down into the substrate, deeper into the worm bag, for example, or into a lower tray, or even upper tray if you're feeding in the middle, but most people feed on the top. Diving down into a lower tray to escape the heat of the food and the bacteria working on the feed zone. And then again, when it cools down, the worms just, zoom back in and start chowing down. So anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. I thought, it was an interesting phenomena for me to see because I hadn't really, seen that before, and I wanted to share it with you. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time. I'm Yours in the Dirt, Jane.